and racing up towards the line. It's another whiz-bang 2-year-old for Aidan O'Brien. It's Charles Darwin.
Field of Gold and Colin Keane, the gold standard in the St James's Palace.
Get It is all out from £10, racing up towards the line. Holcomb Bay near side. Get It, get it! Get It has got it.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing PodBlast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aitken from Narren-the-Field. And we're off north of the border in this week's PodBlast, heading to Ayr to cover 3 races from Ayr Gold Cup Day, with all 3 races live on ITV Racing and getting our usual in-depth coverage here on the PodBlast. We'll start off with the Ladbrokes Handicap, due off at 1:15 on Saturday. Welcome along, Ben, and can you start us off with that one?
Yeah, morning, Tony. Some decent race trends to help narrow down this 1 mile Ladbrokes Handicap. Last 12 winners met the following 3 race trends. Rated between 96 and 88. Previously won at least at Class C level, but not above Class 2 level. And ran in a Class C or Class C handicap last time out. That gets the race down to the following 3. Apiarist, Theory of Everything, and Thunder Roar. Apiarist was beaten 4 lengths in 9th when he ran in this race last year. The good ground was probably a shade too quick for him that day, so he'll appreciate the slower ground he meets with this time around. He's been running well enough this year without really having his prime conditions to attack. We should get them here. A left-handed track and good to softer ground, or the all-weather, where Apiarist is 3 wins, 2/3 and a close 4th from 6 starts. And he's interesting at around 16-1. A Theory of Everything is a previous course winner, previous course and distance winner, actually. He's only £2 higher here than that win back in July. Goes well under the conditions he faces on Saturday. 7 furlongs to 1 mile 1 in April to September. Good to softer, and fields of 14 or less, where Theory of Everything is 4 wins and a place from 6 starts. David O'Mara's regular rider, Danny Tudhope, he's riding down at Newbury on Saturday, which is interesting in itself. But James Doyle replacing him on Theory of Everything is far from a bad thing, as Doyle has some strong stats when teaming up with David O'Mara, especially in Class 1 and 2 races, on horses aged 3 to 7, and that had at least 2 starts in the current season. Under those conditions, James Doyle and David O'Mara hold stats of 10 wins and a place from just 25 rides. 40% win strike rate and 76 points profit, and Theory of Everything is definitely worthy of consideration. And Thunder Roar is the other on my shortlist. He ran an eye-catching race at Ascot last time out, and if the forecast rain comes and softens the ground up to soft, then he'll have absolute bang prime conditions to shoot for. A soft or heavy ground in July to October and a break of 70 days or less, where Thunder Roar is 4 wins and 4 places from 9 starts. Good to soft would be fine for him, actually, because he came a short head second in the spring mile at Doncaster on good to soft this season. But soft or worse would enhance his chances further. That's Thunder Roar. And I'm going to play 2 of that 3, and they are Thunder Roar and Theory of Everything. Thunder Roar is around 9-1, 10-1, and Theory of Everything, he's roughly the same, 9-1. 10-1, so Thunder Roar and Theory of Everything. For me, Tony, what you got for the Ladbrokes Handicap?
Well, who's already on my shortlist, mate, so I'll go for him. It was on your shortlist as well, Apiarist as well. I do like him. He's got a good chance. Kevin Ryan, Tom Eves in the saddle. He's around 16-1 this morning. He didn't run a bad race last time out, Ben, in the Clipper Handicap. I think it used to be called the Clipper Logistics Handicap at York, the Eber meeting, over a mile, finished 10th of 17, beaten 4 1/4 lengths by Bullet Point. He was 14-1 that day. He's dropped £2 as well as Apiarist, and I think he can go well from stall 11 at a decent price. I've also on the shortlist here, Ben, got Impartiality and Car Fizz. I'll just mention that to the listeners, Impartiality and Car Fizz, but I won't be playing those two. The other ones on my list that I may be playing before, I'll certainly be playing playing Northern Express. He's a course winner, also has won over a similar trip. He's a gelding by Zoff, and he's 7 now. But he's trained by Michael Dodds, who's getting a couple of winners in the last 7 days. Paul Mulrennan's back in the saddle after he finished. He ran in the Clipper Logistics Handicap as well at York, over a mile. He finished 5th of 17. He was only beaten 2 lengths, finishing 5th. And he's been dropped a pound. He's been dropped another pound for his 1 length defeat. He's now 14 pounds, Northern Express, lower than his last win. So I think he's on a dangerous mark now and could go well from stall 2 here, Northern Express. And the other one is Barley, in the colours of Reality Partnerships for Tim Easterby and David Allen. They have a lot of horses with Tim Easterby. David Allen's in the saddle. He's around 14 to 1, and he was last seen in an apprentice handicap at York over a mile, finishing 4th of 16. Now, he was 4th of 16, but he was only beaten 1 1/4 lengths by Canvas at around 12 to 1. David Allen is back in the saddle. He's regular jockey. He's had Sean Curran and the apprentice Jake Dixon in the saddle in the last couple of runs, but regular rider David Allen's back in tomorrow, and I think that'll be a positive for Barley. So I'll be playing Barley and Northern Express and Apiarist in the 14-runner race tomorrow at 1:15, the Ladbrokes free bet at Ayr Handicap. Moving on to the 225, we're on now looking at the Silver Cup and Gold Cup. First, the Silver Cup, Class 2 over 6 furlongs, off for 225. Ben, your thoughts on the Ayr Silver Cup?
Silver Cup, a quick look at the potential pace and draw set up for this 6 furlong sprint. There's a potential for the bottom third to be where the majority of the early pace will come from. There's possible front runners drawn in stalls 3, 5, 6 and 9. That may lead to a bit of a pace bias to the bottom third, bottom half of the draw. There is potential early pace drawn higher, stalls 16 and possibly 23, but the majority seems to be drawn in single figures, so something to keep in mind there. As for the shortlist for this year in the Silver Cup, the following 5 met some race trends I have plugged in for the Silver Cup. Bin Harir, Sergeant Wilco, Rousing Encore, Dark 30 and Coachella. I'd also pull Eye of Dubai onto that shortlist as he looks to have conditions in his favour. Bin Harir was an impressive winner over course and distance back in July. Form of that race has been working out well since. He's run well in defeat on his 2 runs since then. He's likely still got plenty more to offer after only 4 previous handicap starts. He's drawn high in this, so small concern there. But he's an obvious one to consider for this, as he could be a good way ahead of his mark yet, Bin Harir. Sergeant Wilco, he finished well beaten in the Ayr Gold Cup last season, but that was probably down to the draw, so easy to forgive that effort. He's been running well this season without quite winning, and he's slipped back to a mark just 1 pound above his last and highest winning mark. So from a handicap perspective, he should be competitive off 92, and conditions should be suitable for him on good to softer, and off breaks of 45 days or less. Sergeant Wilco has 4 wins from 7 starts. 2 of the defeats saw him finish 6th of 19 and 5th of 21. So you can see Sergeant Wilco going well here, and he likes big fields. Coachella comes with a bit of a health warning because he reared and unseated at the start at Ascot a couple of weeks ago. That came off the back of 2 awkward starts in his 2 runs prior to that. But he is on a winnable mark just now. He's back to his last winning mark of 92. He's also won handicaps on the all-weather of 104 and 99. So he is very well handicapped on his very best form. And he was good enough to win a listed sprint at Maidan back in 2023. And that came on soft ground. So Coachella won't mind any softening of the underfoot conditions. And he could outrun his huge odds if he puts his best foot forward, Coachella. And Eye of Dubai, he's the other I want to mention. He has prime conditions to attack here, a mark of 87 or less, and good to softer, where he is 3 wins in 5 places from 10 starts. That's all 3 of his career wins. He also tends to go well at this time of the year, with his August to November form reading 2 wins in 5 places from 10 starts. He fluffed his lines of Goodwood last time out, but that might have been due to the small 6-runner field. His 3 wins to date have come in double-figure fields, and you might just prefer the pace these larger fields generate. It's a race I won't have a proper look at once I'm done here on the pod, but Eye of the Buy is where I'm going to go for here in the Silver Cup just now. He's drawn in stall 8, so should get a good toe into the race, and 18-1 and bigger looks worth a punt to me. So Eye of the Buy in the Ayr Silver Cup. Tony, what you got for the Silver Cup?
Just writing Eye of the Buy down, mate. Thanks. I've got a couple. Obviously, there's 25 in the race. So I've got a bit of a long short list that I need to get rid of a few. I've got Bin Haria, a little short for us, I think, Ben, isn't he? 5-1, but he's definitely on my short list. He is a course and distance winner. I've also got Noriko's around 13-2 for Hugo Palmer and Sheen Murphy, who's on fire at the minute. But I'm getting rid of that one. Sondad as well is on the short list for Mick and David Easterby. Joanna Mason is in the saddle. I seen at Chepstow finishing 7th of 9. Well down the field, 8 3/4 lengths. Handicap are taking no chances though. Has just dropped Sondad £1. And the 3 for me are going to be Silky Wilkie for trainer Carl Burke. Clifford Lee is in the saddle, is around 20-1. Gelding by Maymas. He was last seen. He's been a little in and out of form. He hasn't been running too badly, but he's been on the go since February and more recently in May, and then returned in September to finish 3rd of 14, 2.5 lengths behind Al Zahir, who I'd been backing for most of the season and then left him alone at York earlier this month in a sprint handicap over 5.5 furlongs. He finished 3rd of 14, Silky Wilkie. So hopefully he'll come on for that run. It's not too long, 12 days, or it'll be 13 days since he last run. So hopefully for Midland Park Racing, in the colours of Midland Park Racing, and trainer's wife, Elaine Burke, Silky Wilkie can go well from stall 1. Aberama Gold is drawn next to him in stall 2 for David O'Mara and Mark Wynne. Another big price at 25-1, possibly because of the draw. He was last seen, Aberama Gold. He never seems to run a bad race, Aberama Gold. Even when he gets beat, he's been beaten 6th of 13 at Wolverhampton in July, 5.5 lengths. He finished 4th of 10 at Hamilton in August, 1.5 length defeat there. And then he won twice at Ayr, over course and distance, and Southwell in August. And then was last seen last Saturday at Doncaster in the Portland Handicap, and finishing 7th of 21, beaten 3 lengths behind Eternal Sunshine at 28-1. Aberama Gold can come with a late thrust. I think he's the new Summergand of that stable, I think, at the moment, David O'Mara. He's 8-year-old, is Aberama Gold. I think he can go well at 25s. And another one at a big price from Yorkshire as well, Tim Easterby, David Allen, 5,000-1. He's a 7-year-old now for King Power Racing, gelding by Frankel. He was last seen in the Portland Handicap, finishing 6th of 21, beaten 2.5 lengths behind Eternal Sunshine. Again, a big price, 28-1. I think he can come on for that. He's another one that has been running well in defeat. He was 2nd at Wolverhampton in July, beaten 1/2 length. He was 6th of 17 at Ripon in the Great St Wilfrid, only beaten 3.5 lengths. And as I say, ran well in the Portland 7 days ago. 5,000-1 at 25-1, along with Aberama Gold at 25s at the minute, and Silky Wilkie at 20-1. 3 big ones there for us, Ben. Moving on to the big one of the day, the most interesting race of the day is at 3:35 on ITV, the Ayr Gold Cup. What's your shortlist here, Ben?
Yeah, I'll just a quick look at the potential early pace horses again in the Gold Cup. To my eyes, they look to be drawn in stalls 5, 6, 8 and 21, so doesn't look quite as strong on the early pace front as the Silver Cup, but again, maybe a small potential bias to the bottom third of the draw. Not all that easy to make a strong assumption on where the early pace will be in the Gold Cup, though. As always, looks a wide open affair. I settled on a very, very loose short list of 2 Tribes, Flash Harry, Jubilee Walk, Solar Acclaim and Aram Ram. Two Tribes has had a fantastic season so far, winning the 7 furlong International Ascot in July, followed that with a 2.5 length win in the Stewards Cup at Goodwood. Last time out, he was a close fourth in a bunch finish in the Constantine Handicap at York, off the same mark he runs from here. He finished 6th in the Ayr Silver Cup last season, but he was drawn on the wrong side that day, and that was a decent effort from him, so he seems to handle his track all well. He's potentially at his peak at this time of year as well, with his July to September form reading 3 wins and 6 places from 13 starts. And he could be set for another big run. Two Tribes. Flash Harry, he's one of the more unexposed runners in this field. This is only his 6th career start, only his 3rd in a handicap. He could have plenty more still offer. He was a comfortable winner at Goodwood last time out, and his trainer, Clive Cox, he does well with his last time out winning 3-year-olds in the August to December period, especially those over trips of a mile or less and returning within 30 days. 35 wins, 22 places from 102 qualifiers. 34% win strike rate, 56% win and place strike rate, and over 48 points profit if Flash Harry meets those stats here. A Solar Acclaim picked off a couple of soft ground handicaps in the summer, and he'll be interesting if the ground softens up a bit more, which it looks like it will. All 5 of his wins have come on good to soft or softer, with 4 of them coming on soft or heavy. 4 of his 5 wins have also come on flat tracks, such as Ayr. He's 4 wins and 2 places from 7 starts on flat tracks, so he'll have plenty in his favour in this Solar Acclaim. And Ram is the other I want to mention. He finished 2nd in the Silver Cup last season. It goes well under the conditions he faces on Saturday. 6 furlongs and a field of 11 or more, where he has 3 wins and 6 places from 12 starts. That's 3 of his 4 career wins. He's a consistent sort that seems to handle most ground, and he could go well at double figures. Ram. Like the Silver Cup, it's a race I still got a bit of digging to do, but from those I mentioned, I'm going to take a swing at Solar Acclaim at around 20-1, 25-1. Julie Camacho has some solid stats at Ayr since 2020, especially in July to September, with her 3-year-olds to 6-year-olds when the ground is riding good or softer. 7 wins and 3 place from just 18 qualifiers. 39% win strike rate and over 81 points profit. And Solar Acclaim meets those stats, and he's going to be one of my plays in the Gold Cup. So Solar Acclaim at around 20-25-1 for me, Tony. What you got for the Ayr Gold Cup?
Yeah, I was asked yesterday on TalkSport 2 on Racing Live about the Ayr Gold Cup. I came down to 4. Which, of course, Lee McKenzie, the presenter, turned it into Tony's picked the first 4. No, that wasn't the idea, but
would be handy.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, Northern Ticker I came down on, but he's 6-1, possibly a small each way on Northern Ticker, a bit of a saver, and also Hammer the Hammer. I do like Hammer the Hammer for Kevin Ryan and Tom Eves. He was last seen. There's a big thing about. The key racers here who have produced, I think, the 6 of the last 8 winners. The Portland at Doncaster, the Constantine at York, and the Stewards Cup at Goodwood. Now this one, Hammer the Hammer ran in the Stewards Cup, finishing 15th of 27, but he's better than that if you look at his previous form at Chester, Ascot, and on the all-weather at Southwell. But he finished 7.5 lengths behind Two Tribes at Glorious Goodwood. He was the 9-2 favourite that day, Harry the Hammer, and I think there's a big race in him, and it could be this one. Cody Line is a massive price, and he last was seen in a handicap, apprentice handicap at Sandown over 7 furlongs. I think the soft ground did him that day. 9th of 11, beaten 9 lengths as the 5-2 favourite. Another beaten favourite I'm putting up here at 25-1. Harry the Hammer is another one, but I'm with you with Flash Harry here, Ben. I do like Flash Harry. Clive Cox knows how to get one ready for the Ayr Gold Cup, and he was last seen winning at Goodwood in a handicap, beating 5 rivals, 1.5 lengths, purest time. He was 13-8 favourite, and he can go, I think 14s at the minute. Is a massive price for Flash Harry. and I think he can go well. He's got some good form in the book, albeit in the Shergar Cup, and then he finished 2nd of 7 at Bath, and earlier on winning at Wolverhampton over a similar trip. So Flash Harry for me at around 14-1, Harry the Hammer at 16s, and Cody Lyon at 25-1. Ben, what do you make of this Ain't Nobody? I've sent you a message there as well that now this race is an early closer, so he gets to run off 99. Now, since the race closed, Ain't Nobody's gone up to 112, so we will be hearing the phrase he's chucked in tomorrow. I don't know whether you've got any thoughts on that one. He runs off 99, but he's moved up in the ratings to 112, so he's a 112 rated horse off 99 tomorrow.
I don't know, to be honest. I'm unsure about 3-year-olds in the Ayr Gold Cup.
Yeah, good shout,
I'm not unsure about them, but for you would expect 3-year-olds in a race like this to have progressive, unexposed types, but they've only won 3 of the last 28. 95 have tried, 3 have won. I don't know. It makes, but then again, how many of those were well in?
Yeah,
like Ain't Nobody. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like looking at it, I can tell you, but don't know. He doesn't jump out at me.
No, he didn't me. I just heard it yesterday on Racing Live, and he isn't on my shortlist, but regardless of being £13 well in or whatever.
I mean, his 2 wins have come over 5 furlongs. He's 0 from 7 over 6 furlongs.
Yes.
It might not mean nothing yet because he's a 3-year-old. That can change, but
yeah,
he didn't jump out at me. That's why he didn't jump out at me. But given the weight allowance sort of thing he gets, or the well in, who knows? But I don't think I'll be back on him.
No, me. Just an interesting point for the listeners to look at. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing PodBlast. Very best of luck with your bets at Ayr this weekend, and you can catch me on 3B's Radio every morning, Monday to Friday, and you can catch more from Ben on narrowingthefield.co.uk. Thanks again. We'll see you all soon. We're running out of time. See ya. See you, Ben.
Cheers.